What is the most dislikable thing about you? The emotional dysregulation that comes with that. Instead of having emotions ranging from 2 to 6 most of the time like most people in response to normal things, it's either 0, 1 or 9, 10 at all times. People tend not to like either no reaction to things I should have reacted to, and much less the explosive anger that tends to come out before I even know something happened. That I'm reacting to. Normal anger management techniques work about as well as being warned of a trip hazard after your feet are already off the ground. Meds and therapy help a bit, but it will never just go away. I have a resting bitch face, and my insecurity shyness come across as rudeness. Oh, and I will correct all small errors. You say dollars but mean pounds. I know you mean pounds. You know you mean pounds. But just so we're all aware, I will always correct you. I cannot stop myself. Same with pronunciation. My O says it's rude, but I don't want you to do it again and be embarrassed. I don't care that you have mispronounced it, but I know you have, and I will just let you know. Isn't that how we learn? ETA clearly I am very dislikable. I'm German and a good example of German directness. I hate people wasting time with small talk or beating around the bush when you only ask for a simple information. In return, I get straight to the point in conversations. Some people, often even Germans, consider it rude, but I absolutely don't mean it that way. My father was kind of a drill sergeant spees in the German army mid-60s to late 70s and raised US that way. It stuck with me until today. To my family, the people I live with, how irritable I can be. To strangers, friends who I have infinitely more patience with, how much I talk, how open I am. I once met someone at a convention with my best friend. They opened up about deep issues that first day, so I did too. And this person ended up literally ghosting us after I did. I literally cannot help the personal waterfall of too much information when I open my stupid mouth. I'm very clean in my home, my car and my desk at work. I've been known to come to people's home and start cleaning up around the place. I'll clean stuff that is clearly junk off of desks of people I know. Some folks appreciate it. Some get annoyed that their house car desk isn't clean enough for me to be around. Dude, your bathroom towel could stand up straight on the ground. I'm not using your bathroom without cleaning it first. I get down on myself whenever I face the slightest adversity or resistance. Think I'm just being a burden to everyone, and withdraw from whatever situation I was in. Not immediately excellent at whatever I try my hand at. It's my fault for being such a useless human being, and it's better for everyone if I just don't try and don't pollute their air with my presence. I tend to jump to conclusions, and I at least catch myself more, and I don't fly off the deep end. I'm usually like, hey, what do you mean? I thought you said XYZ, and he's like, baby, let me finish, and he finishes, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry. He seems to think it's cute, but I can see how that would annoy the shit out of someone. I'm working on it. How much I talk. I like to die on hills a lot. I like to be right to an annoying extent. Sometimes the inflection in my voice unintentionally comes off as abrasive. I take things without permission. If you ask me a question, I won't lie to protect your feelings. I'm mentally ill and not doing much in the way of changing that. Did I mention I talk a lot? I'm usually a pretty chill, easygoing person, but because of past trauma in the last few years, I will turn into a raging bitch if I am pushed to my limit. I will tell someone who is rude to me off in a heartbeat, and I'm not nice about it. It surprises people because I am usually very calm, but do not fuck with me. I'm pretty classist. I'm originally from Asia, so it's cultural mostly, and I haven't really shaken it. I generally stick to my own class so I don't offend anyone and don't make comments. I'm just polite, but I don't go out of my way to befriend poor people, so this will probably get hate. That's okay. I worry too much and say sorry a lot. It annoys me as well, so I'm working on it. A lot of it comes from my anxiety, and it has made me feel so weak and depressing. But it's kind of hard when home life is the source of your anxiety, can't move out at the moment. I'm judgmental about almost everything. I read voraciously. I understand things, and I do a lot with my time, so I'm ridiculously capable at many things. I run circles around people, And I get really annoyed that I don't really have any peers. Probably that I just don't put effort into having friendships with people. I don't like having friends. I prefer family. So I feel like people dislike me because I never want to create a friendship with them outside of work or school. I'm extremely bossy, usually without meaning to be. I am just trying to help, but it comes across as a superiority complex most of the time. It gets on my coworkers' nerves, rightfully so, and is one of my biggest faults. I call a spade, whether you're my boss or a random on social media. I'm brutally honest, sometimes to my own detriment. But I'm never false just for the sake of playing nice. It can rub people the wrong way. I'm a people pleaser, which, on the flip side, means I can actually be quite manipulative without realizing it in an effort to manage everyone's emotions and keep the peace. Shout out to childhood trauma and therapy. Apparently living a life forced on me rather than the path I wanted to, making the best of it. But it seems like wanting to be loved and cared for is impossible. At least my dog loves me. I'm flaky. I want to do things. So I say yes a lot or even initiate the plans. But as the day approaches, it feels crippling to follow through with the plans. Not always, but more often than not. I'm a perfectionist, and that doesn't sound like a terrible thing, but it can cause me to take further on tasks. And I'm also a person who gets distracted with whatever I'm doing and ends up late to things. I overshare and don't care for mincing of words, mostly the overshare part. I have gotten better, but not everyone wants to hear about rondo shit in my life. But I'm not good at detecting it. I'm boring. I'm more fun when I drink. So naturally, people like me more when I drink, and thus I encourage it. When I choose not to drink, people get visibly let down, which sucks to see. I'm extremely grumpy most of the time, but I never mean to be. My surroundings give me sensory overload much of the time, and I become irritable when I'm overwhelmed. I need to work on that. I cut people off too easy, even people I'm very close with. I'm all too ready to act like I don't even know them if we have some static. It's an ugly trait, and I'm trying to work on it. I tend to steer conversations towards myself. I do it to relate to people, but recently started noticing how it derails people. I'm working on it. I'm also flaky. I can't commit too much. I take things to the heart way more often than I should. And when something of that sort happens, I just can't look at the person the same way anymore. And there's no reverting that. I'm kind of a know-it-all. I'm not trying to be a dick. I just have a hard time being social without explaining things because that's apparently how my insecurities express. I'm too serious. Also never happy. I'm especially not happy when I'm around people. They drain my soul each time I'm around them. I'm most likely soulless as of right now. I am awkward. Zero charisma. I'm 40, so I'm over the emo teen phase, but I still truly believe there's just something about me that doesn't settle right with people. I will speak my mind to you and give my honest opinion. Very dislikable trait, however. If you understand it as with good intention, it can also be a likable trait. I talk too much. It's not that I reveal too much information or anything. I just have an infinite social battery, so if you don't tell me to be quiet, I won't stop. I am a direct communicator, which is problematic for two reasons. I'm in the Midwest, where everyone typically fluffs and sugarcoats, and because I am a woman. If I'm not really careful about monitoring myself and my intentions, I can be extremely selfish and not even realize it until well after it causes people pain. I don't like people, so I'm very quiet and don't like speaking to people. A lot of people are uncomfortable with silence, so they don't like me. I forget stuff, and I've been known to overpromise and underdeliver because I don't want to disappoint people. And then I stuff it up anyway. I'm a very selfish and prideful individual. I possess the sort of hubris that would have had me yeeted by the gods in Greco-Roman mythology. I can be annoying. I'm not very neat. I'm opinionated, and unless you're pretty far to the left, it's likely people won't like me too much. I have too many feelings. My current partner doesn't make me feel that way, but most exes and workplaces were not fond of my feelings. Ironically, I'm a people pleaser. It makes me hate myself, and I think people would actually like me more if I stood up for myself. I have too much confidence because of my big dick, and it comes off as arrogance sometimes. But it's not. I'm just always right. I don't try to stay in contact with people, including close friends and family. They'll just have to see me when they see me. I'm very quiet and not a people person, and not many people are okay with that in women. You should smile more, and so on. I can't agree to disagree. When I know or I am convinced I'm right about something, I'm not just going to let it go. I don't listen very well. I think I know everything, and I'm curious as if you can get past that. I'm really nice. I'm aloof. I didn't realize how much this bothered other people until a guy I was casually dating brought it up. I correct people when they spout nonsense. I appreciate truth, but I know not everyone does, so I'm working on it. I'm angry or grumpy. The too many assholes in this world do this to me in less than 1 minute of going outside. I can be such a bitch and not notice. Once I notice or a good friend points it out, I will apologize and stop. I'm convinced everyone's out to hurt me, and no one can genuinely like me without some evil ulterior motive. I sometimes text in long paragraphs. I'm a writer lol. But now I'm learning to do better with that. Though I often appear to people as emotionless, I'm also quiet, and instead of speaking up, I'll go silent. Instead, I find that what people most dislike about me is that I am a liberal male boomer in Trump country, Texas. I think really means things and sometimes say them. That as I move up in the world, my filter gets stronger. I'm an overweight female. You have no idea how people, mostly men, will dislike you on sight for that. People who don't work hard or lack responsibility irritate me so much, and it shows on my face. I'm sure